25. It's a big old field, 19 athletes, including the two pacemakers. There is El Bakkali, double Olympic champion, 3 wins in 3 races in 3 weeks this season in Rabat, Stockholm and Doha in very different conditions. Edmond Serem just already inside the top 20, all back European bronzes now. And then Samuel Fewu from Ethiopia, from Luxembourg, Daniel. I was going to pose, and maybe can answer this during the race once it gets underway, is, you know, at 30 years old, El Bakkali, still the top of the African youngsters, nibbling away at his heels for how to obtain this supremacy. Away we go then, 7.5 laps of the track. The meeting record held by El Bakkali himself, 8:03.6 7:57. That's the world lead that was set in Rabat at the start of the year. El Bakkali then tucking in behind the two pacemakers. So the question then, El Bakkali keep going for?
Well, I think we're already seeing the Moroccan race less, and approaches, you know, only these big races, only the dine around with 15s and 5Ks as much as he was against the athletes at the moment. But taking to the championships, and he's vulnerable, and I think that will be the change for Bakkali as we look towards the next Olympic cycle. He is becoming kind of consistently about that, hasn't he, if he wants to get back on top for the world champs.
There's Serem. There are 2 Serems in this race, Amos Basel. So they're leading out, looking to lap at around 60 for the first lap, so they're well ahead of schedule. And El Bakkali with Fewu and Serem. Berendorf is in there as well, stringing out. So that reflects the fact that the pace is higher than...
Yep.
Back to the steeplechase, just gone through the first kilometre in 2:39, Joe, just a smidge under the required pace. And there is El Bakkali with the Ethiopian Godana making the early running as well. Serem, Godama there, Bebendorf also in the mix. So a little bit livelier. There is Godama in the lilac top. Fewu there, and this is much quicker than we were expecting. Can they keep this pace up?
Well, I think it's in El Bakkali's interest to keep the pace. Does have the wave lights to help him out here. We're going to hold the lead here.
Back to the steeplechase then, approaching the 2nd kilometre mark, and El Bakkali has got 2 Ethiopians for company. Godana, we're a little bit surprised to see him as far up as he is. Fewu, Samuel Fewu, who is one of the few athletes to have beaten El Bakkali in recent years. Only 3 defeats for the big man in the last 4 years. And then we have another Moroccan, for many people the future, being tipped as the successor to El Bakkali, Ben Yazide. He's lying in off, it is the German. So the German, the blonde hair, maybe with a bit of tiredness in his legs after his exertions from Birmingham, the leading European, and then just behind one of the other experienced campaigners. 5:25 through 2 kilometres, so that 2nd kilometre they have slowed down quite appreciably. Front of us
to get over 565, 580, but a bit of a refusal from Duplantis down there.
Penultimate lap then, El Bakkali still leading the well, still setting the tone. Technically he's so good under pressure in the latter stages, and he'll be laying down the gauntlet a little bit like Faith Kipyegon has got so many gears to go to, and before you realise he's changed gear, he's away. But he's under pressure here from Godana and Fewu. Fewu, as we mentioned, has the knowledge and the confidence that he's beaten El Bakkali in recent years, and now Godana hits the front for the first time. Nicely over the Yazide with Serem, the youngster from Kenya, tucked in as well. So Godana leading the way. El Bakkali now the chaser as they come in front of us to take the bell. Final 400 metres, the race is on, and El Bakkali hits the front and says, "Move aside, son, don't you know who I am?" And then steps on the gas and into the 2:50 to go. El Bakkali once again, but it's Godana who is not finished here yet. Godana has really laid down the gauntlet, the relatively unknown Ethiopian hitting the water jump for the final time, and then El Bakkali's got to respond. This would be a brilliant run here. Little look over the shoulder from Godana, El Bakkali, Ben Yazide, but Godana's going to get this final jump as long as he clears it. He has, beautifully over. This is a real shock. El Bakkali is beaten again. Godana gets it. Gemechu Godana from Ethiopia, 8:02, the winning time. Brilliant run from the youngster. El Bakkali has to settle for second with his young compatriot Ben Yazide coming through for third, and it was Keranjan and Firwu chasing the minor places. It's a new meeting record, beating El Bakkali's previous mark, and that goes down as a shock. As we mentioned, not many people beat Soufiane El Bakkali. It's only happened 3 times in the last 4 years. It's happened again, and the name of the victorious athlete, Gemechu Godana.
That was a great hand. Do his kick and then just waited. It was over that last water jump. You could just, El Bakkali, if he's feeling fine, that last water jump is one of his super strengths. And instead, it was just sapping his energy and his momentum. And in the end, El Bakkali was quite lucky to hold on to second place. The charge was on from Ben Yazide and Keranjan. Good performances from them as well. Look at that new national record for Keranjan. For him.
Well, you mentioned fatigue, and El Bakkali in Doha, and it was a long time ago, 19, everything out of him. You were there, Hannah, 9:30 at night in the evening. He really was stiflingly hot, and he said it just, and I wonder whether just something like that at the age of 30 is lingering longer than it would have done.
Well, it will be fun to see these guys go again at the Diamond League final in Brussels. El Bakkali has got to try something different, hasn't he? He has been outdone in the last 200 metres again. That is the only way people beat him. Godana will take a lot of confidence. Oh, a heavy fall from Japanese athlete over the final barrier there. We do build the tension into that final barrier. It can cause change in the race. These athletes are extremely tired, with Godana looking smooth and yeah, meeting record, a bit of icing on the cake for him.
And a personal best to boot as well. Brilliant day at the Bakkali, having to settle for second. Yazide, Ben Yazide.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting sports content.